So as you saw, the pedals are now in. I've got the fluid line up here. I've got the one wire coming up here for the DME eventually. I've got all the intake stuff back in. I do have the battery on a charger, however, it's completely dead. So on my way down here today, let me ambulate a bit. I picked up a brand new AGM, and I'm going to, I'm going to actually pop that in the car right now. I'm going to need it for coating, and right now it'd be good just to get the charge equalizing while I finish it up. On the car itself, it's just bleeding the clutch, filling the trans, exhaust back on, shields, and then the wheel, and then coating. So several things to do yet, but really not too bad. So I'm optimistic that maybe not tonight, just because it's a beautiful night and there's a party down here on campus. But within the next 2 times I'm down here for sure. Got some delicious Hoegaarden today. Delicious beer. Get this thing back on. So now I should have power on. Let's go change out that battery. So my wiring under dash is done, and my wiring under here is now done. I do have everything hooked up as far as clutch lines are concerned. However, I don't have brake fluid, so I can't top this thing up and actually bleed it out. I can and probably will top up the transmission with oil before I go, but I think right now I'm going to tap into it since it's hooked up to the power anyway, and I'm going to read the DME, both partial and full dump, and then do my coating shenanigans, then now that I know how to do it without taking it out somewhere else. Fingers crossed. The last one I did turned out really well, so fingers crossed once again that this will work out. Well, there's our infamous gear icon. Time to do some magic. Temporarily admitting defeat. I've been working on this thing for like 3 hours, just trying to get the ECU to squawk. And it won't. Just failure to acknowledge control unit. This car, since it's a fairly late car, uses an MSS54HP DME, which is normally not an issue. However, it just will not talk to my tools. So all the other ones I've done before have been MSS54, so pre-2003.5. And yeah, this has been a whole new experience in a bad sort of way. So there's always a fallback, and bringing the car in for probably a bunch of failed coding attempts. But I certainly do like learning, and this would be a nice thing to add to the arsenal of coding techniques. So stand by, stay tuned, but I need to go home and sleep because it is 10:15 on a weekday, and I gotta be at work at 6. So till next time. I've actually got the ECU in my red M3 right now, and it's reading no problem. So okay. Well, coding step 1, we no longer have the shift ferocity showing up in the cluster, so the ECU is indeed coded. Next I'm going for the FRM and IKE. Wish me luck. We're going to go ahead and delete that one. So, process car, or wait. Oh, shoot. No, we don't want to do that. Sorry. Back to the beginning. So I already took out 793, but it didn't take. So let me get rid of it. I'll go back. I'll go to process ECU. I'll go to AKMB. Which we'll start with ALSC. Okay, change job, FA right, execute job. Job ended. So we're gonna change ECU, AKMB, FA right, execute job. Change ECU, AEWS, change job, nope, guess we don't have to do that. So yeah, it's important that we go to FA right. Well, another late night where I didn't accomplish all that much. I've actually got the car fully coated. It acknowledges that it isn't an SMG, but it still has a Motorsport SMG code on the cluster. So that's something I'm gonna try to, I don't even know how I'm gonna deal with that, but it was prior flashing work and it was just done really badly. I'm not gonna waste that much more time on this. That's kind of the owner's problem, but yeah, that's where I'm hung up right now. Every other module in the car cooperated. It's a manual, DSC should be good, this and that. But yeah, another day where this thing defeats me. I think I've spent like 12 hours on coding alone, so ick. Pretty much all buttoned up. I have the exhaust back on it. Only thing I really need to do is find that brake light switch. It's still out of the car and it's still causing a few codes. And of course button up the accelerator mount. However, the clutch feels amazing, which is great. Now I'm just gonna fire it up for the first time with an exhaust on it and check the gears. So, it's good, the clutch interlock works. Cruise light works. So, I go first gear. And DSC is kicking on, which is good. Reverse. Awesome. Good, good. Time to shut it off. I still have to put all the screws in this stuff and button up all that down there. And of course take off these nasty pedals. But we are very nearly there. So I'm gonna back it out of the garage real quick. It's outside. Took the paddles off. I have not put the lower panel back on yet because it doesn't have a brake light switch still. I may have to poach one from my beater wagon just to get this thing delivered. Apparently the Tesla thinks I'm close enough to go driving. But yeah, God, this thing is so dirty. He seems very excited for it, and honestly the engine runs so nice, very quiet. Definitely had a valve adjustment. I'm still a little dubious on the coating, but I'm going to give it one last go once I get the brake light switch installed, just to see if maybe the DSC is somehow messing with it, or if the brake light signal goes to the cluster potentially. So, not sure, but it's outside, it runs and drives, it means I can move it, which means I can get my cars out, which means I can work on other little projects for friends here and there. So, excellent, excellent news. I've had this car for way too long, and I'm excited to be rid of it. It seems silly to get into one of these things that's been sitting and not cold started. Yeah, gotta flex on all those base model people. I I can tell my shoes have a good amount of gear oil on them. They are very, very slick. I'm just moving this guy because I'm actually going to put the... Damn it, M5, I was talking. I'm going to put the 355 up top. And I'm actually going to grab the 1M down to take the vinyl off of it and to drive it a little bit more. Oh yeah, I'm excited. I really like this car. Man, everything I own is low on gas. Dang. I really need to put some miles on this car because it installs a brand new clutch in it. And you gotta break clutches in kind of gently. It's ridiculous how many cars I have to move just to move one car sometimes. And I'm going to completely block my neighbor Tom's unit, because why not? He's not here anyway. Time to put this there. No pressure. I might take this thing around the block before I park it, honestly.